Alrighty. What is up, y'all? Yeah, so let me. There we go. What is up, Tehran? How we doing? Let's go ahead and see. Can you hear me okay? Let's go ahead. Oh, it's locked. Okay, I guess you're just going to see me like this. Alright. Let's go ahead and pull up some of these fights, huh? UFC 289 with Aldana versus Nunes. We're actually going to watch some Irene Aldana first. As far as regarding the fights over the past weekend, I know I didn't post a recap of those. I was going to, but I figured I might as well just because I wanted to start doing this live streaming thing, so I get to talk to you guys some more. And so I figured I might as well start now, right? Better to start today than to start tomorrow. As far as Irene Aldana, what fight should I even watch of her? Let me look at some of her past fights. But thank you for everyone who is in this stream and watching. If you have any questions, feel free to ask because I will be answering them. If you have any comments about any of the cards over the weekend, whether it's the Lomachenko versus Haney fight, I was able to see that one, and or whether it's the Mackenzie Dern versus Angela Hill or any of the fights on that card as well. More than open to answering y'all's questions. All right, let's go to her record. She had a fight with Holly Holm, which she lost 2 fights ago. She beat Yannick and Sakara. She beat Cassian. I remember she was losing that fight actually. Yannick and Sakaya. I don't think that's very accurate. Let's watch. Oh, yeah. Why not? Let's go ahead and watch this Ketlin Vieira one. That'll be interesting to see. Ketlin Vieira. She's a grappler, but she comes forward a little bit similar to Amanda Nunes. So I think that'll be a good one to watch. Fight. Yeah, but as far as the Lomachenko Haney fight, I really didn't see any problems with the decision. For the most part, I thought the judges got it right, except for that first judge. I don't know what he was watching. I thought that you could have seen. I had it 6-5 going into that last round, and I thought that last round. Turn that down. I thought that last round really could have went either way. At first, I scored it for Lomachenko just based off of activity, but if you're scoring by effectiveness, which the judges should be scoring, I think that Haney was landing the more effective strikes, I guess, throughout the rounds. Like the body shots were very effective. It visibly was slowing Lomachenko down. He had to take a few of those middle rounds off just to get that second wind and start turning it up. But then if you're looking at who's performing better towards the end of the fights or towards the end of the rounds, and you have that recency bias, then you might be scoring for Lomachenko. But even if Lomachenko would have won that last round, it would have been a draw, which is just how boxing's set up. So I think that's kind of stupid. But other than that, I don't really have a problem with that decision. From July on, we have some crazy fucking cards. I mean, actually, yeah, let me pull that up. We have some wild cards. 291, if I'm not mistaken, that's Gaethje versus um Poirier 2. That's gonna be a wild, wild fight. Did you get a chance to watch the my early predictions for that card? Because yeah, that was the rematch between Gaethje and Poirier is gonna be a weird one, man. It's gonna be a weird one because honestly, I see it going pretty similar for the fact that because Gaethje put on that pace last time, because he just was walking forward, that was like his marauder phase, kind of, right? So because he was doing that, I just feel like it made the fight play out quicker rather than if they were to both be taking their times and it would to play out over 5 rounds. I feel like just when someone sets that pace and sets that early pace, if they can maintain it and if that's their fighting style, I feel like it does kind of bring the result just quicker and usually ends in finishes, which makes fights exciting. But at the same time, with Gage being patient and staying behind his jab, it is a different fighting style, right? It's not the same style. And he could have a lot more success. We haven't really seen many people have a really good jab against Dustin Poirier, other than like Michael Johnson. Michael Johnson has a really good jab, but I think he ended up beating Dustin Poirier, if I'm not mistaken. He knocked him out, right? Um, that was the last person I've really seen Dustin Poirier go against a guy who really has a really good jab. I got Bobby Green beating Tony Ferguson too. Yeah. Yeah. I can see it going to decision just with his style because he has a lot of head movement. He's very elusive and defensive. But at the same time, if Tony creates that pace, he's usually the one who brings the finish on, whether it's him finishing the guy or whether it's him getting finished. Him bringing that pace is usually uh, what does it. Why isn't this fight starting? I'm trying to watch Aldana versus Kellen Vieira. All right, there we go. Should be working now. Go ahead and skip these introductions. Trying to do some studying for these next predictions. And while I'm watching this, I'm gonna go ahead and bring this over here. All right. Yeah, yeah, I think Green is too, because they're kind of from the same era. Usually the people that Green's been fighting, Bobby Green or King, should I say? Should I call him that now? Yeah, the people that King's been fighting have been just like people younger than him, like Fiziev, or people who have come after him. Because Bobby Green's been a while for, or been around for a while. And Tony Ferguson was one of those guys who was there with him. Tony's a little bit older, I think. I think he's like 40 or 41. No, he's like 39. Yeah, he's 39. Bobby Green's like what, 38? So, uh, what makes you think that Justin beats Dustin Poirier? Man, in the meantime of you answering that question, um, Irene's footwork looks nice. Looks like she has some good, at least defensive footwork. Like it's hard to cut her off. Good head movement. I really wish I could rename this stream, man. I did. I was trying to I had the right name and everything, and then but I was trying to set it up with my external camera, and it just wasn't working out. So I'm gonna have to figure that out for next time. Oh, hold up here. I can let me actually pause this fight. I think I can give it the title again live. Uh, hey, there we go. Let's go ahead and put the right description as well. Because Justin is a better fighter from when they fought 5 years ago. Yeah, yeah, and I mentioned that too. I mentioned that he's a lot more patient now. The thing is, though, I think that that might give Dustin Poirier a little bit more time to lead the fight because Dustin's really good at adjusting and adapting, especially like under pressure when people are like just trying to fight with him and brawl with him. At the same time, when he gets his time to like kind of set things up and get in a chance to get into the fight, I think that's a dangerous Dustin Poirier because he makes adjustments like as good as the rest of them, right? You saw the adjustments he was making against Connor. Not even in the second fight, not even when he finished him. In the one with the leg break, he made adjustments to start throwing a lot more lead hands and a lot more combinations with his lead hand. Like he would double up or triple up on the jab to be able to just close that distance and maybe eat a shot from McGregor, but then to add up on those combinations. And he started throwing like six, seven, eight punch combinations so that because McGregor, he knew McGregor was a bit of a counter striker. So like those adjustments that he made, like his adjustments are pretty top tier. Uh, boxing. Yes, let me put this fucking thumbnail too. There we go. Yeah, let me add some tags. Plus, Dustin didn't look all that good at his last outing against Chandler. Um, I think Chandler, yeah, he kind of created some chaos, but Chandler isn't bad. I think a lot of people underrate Chandler just because he kind of got caught up in the moment these last few fights, and that he's just been brawling with people to keep it simple. Um, yeah, I think he's just been a little too caught up in the fan base of the UFC because it's so much bigger than Bellator. But I don't think like Chandler's not bad, man. If you were paying attention to him in his fights with Bellator, he's like a world champion level fighter. He's not. a bad fighter by any means, and he's not an easy fight by any means. I mean, he gave a lot of people problems. Look at 2 years ago. I mean, Dustin choked him out. Nobody could choke him. Even Charles Oliveira had his back and couldn't choke him out, but then Dustin did. So I think it just put a new side of Dustin out. He used to come out hot. He used to come out hot, but he used a lot more of his wrestling in Bellator. He definitely came out hot though. He's always been a quick starter, always been one to use all that explosiveness. But he definitely used a lot more wrestling. Even if he wasn't trying to lay and pray, even if he was staying on top of people, uh, yeah, he used his wrestling a lot more rather than in the UFC. It seems like now he's trying to be a striker, or he's just trying to strike with the best. Like, what sense does it make to like go toe to toe with Justin Gaethje when you have that wrestling and jiu-jitsu capabilities? It doesn't really make much sense. Uh, he tried to wrestle a little bit against Dustin Poirier, but that was after he was already pretty tired. So it's like, yeah, he's probably gonna try to fight a lot smarter, considering he's like what 38 or 37 now. How old is Michael Chandler? He is damn, he's 37 years old. Okay, yeah. See, so yeah, with him being 37, I would assume he's gonna take it a lot more serious. But hey, man, you never know. Stream yards, what is that? That's is that like to where we could stream at the same time type deal? And Alex Pereira very well could lose. Um, yeah, he's coming back early, man, and I knew this shit was gonna happen. I knew he wasn't gonna take time off after all the reason he even came back to fighting and fighting in the UFC is because he wanted to make money and Izzy was talking shit. So, but now that Izzy beat him, he's in it for the money. So I'm not surprised. I have a couple of friends who've been like lifelong fans of Pereira, and yeah, they pretty much predicted this spot on that he was gonna do this. What is going on with this video? There we go. Let me go ahead and show y'all this stream. Oh, versus Gage. Yeah, let's go ahead and let's see how uh, the differences between how Gaethje and Poirier both fought Charles. Since we were talking about the UFC 291, because they both got lured into his oof, that was a good cross. They both got lured into that brawl that Charles brings onto them, but they did deal with it differently. Oof. Yeah, Gaethje's trying to use more like short distance boxing angles. For the most part, kind of trying to stay in front of him. He's not trying to move like how he was against Habib. He's not trying to just keep circling. He's more trying to just bang with him. He's dropped him twice now in the first minute, which is pretty fucking ridiculous. God, Charles used to bring on a pace. Where did Josh Chan go? Yeah, he probably will. He probably will get knocked out again. I mean, he's fighting Jan Blachowicz. I mean, it's already not a good style matchup just because Jan has that Muay Thai background and he's very stationary and he'll check a lot of kicks. Um, yeah, they both. That's just the battle of the left hooks right there, isn't it? God, yeah, they both have a hell of a left hook. Charles pulls guard, back up. So if you here, I'm gonna show y'all real quick, but this uh Gage is just kind of staying in front of him, and that's why he's eating all these shots. Look, he's already into that brawling mindset now. Charles just he tapped into something, engaged and brought it out of him. Now he's starting to move more. He's getting a little bit more tired. Man, oof. He didn't have to throw a four punch combination right there. He got 5 rounds to try and end it. He got impatient, which he fixed against Fiziev. He wasn't as impatient. But look at Charles, man. Oh, God, man, his run had to be the most exciting championship run, or at least one of the most exciting championship runs. Definitely the most exciting in terms of fights, but in terms of fighting style, I would say top two. Him and Connor. That's those are the only as far as just pure excitement, knocking them out, finishes, submitting them, whatever. Wow, what a fucking gamer. You know, Tony. I've never seen Tony as being the most technical guy. I've really never seen him as having that technique on the feet, especially not to compete with a guy like Bobby Green. Bobby Green is he has legitimate technique, even though he's kind of slowing up. Even in his last fight against who did he just fight? The guy that he headbutted. Who did Bobby Green just fight? Anyways, even in his last fight, I felt like he was kind of forcing it too much. He wasn't playing his same style that he usually does. But when he does play that style, like if you look at Bobby Green versus Rafael Fiziev, Rafael Fiziev, the reason he got tired in that fight is because he couldn't touch him. He was missing on a lot of kicks, on a lot of punches, and that's what fatigues you more than anything, really. So I don't think Bobby will blow him out necessarily. Actually, it might be a dominant performance, yeah. But the thing is, and yeah, and they both have a lot of cardio. Yeah, it might be a dominant performance. But yeah, it just depends because I think Tony might fight smarter. Yeah, like I can really see him shooting. I think he was planning on shooting against Li Jing Liang, even though he never fought him. He was planning on shooting, considering that whenever his coaches told him to shoot against Nate Diaz, he did it immediately. He didn't even second guess himself, which is something that Tony could have adopted earlier in his career. Could have listened to his coaches a lot better in his career. But even though it's not too late, I guess, for him. He's a little older, but I'm glad he's starting to listen to his coaches now, even though it might not have been the right decision in that fight. Yeah, nah, Tony looked really good against Chandler. Tony looked, yeah, he looked like Tony. If just to keep it a buck and keep it short, he looked like Tony Ferguson against Chandler. Man, I wish he didn't get knocked out. Oh, that was. Oh man, yeah. There's Dustin Poirier. Charles Oliveira versus Dustin now. But yeah, the way he came out with those push kicks and was landing his jab and his cross and straight punches and wasn't really eating much damage. He was doing a lot more damage to Chandler than Chandler was doing to him. So I think that was I was happy to see that from Tony. But then whatever happened happened. And I'm gonna be posting my past reaction videos to all of these upcoming fights because I know my last channel got taken down, so we don't have them anymore. But yeah, and that's what I was saying. That's what I was talking about with adding his wrestling in there. Dustin dropped Charles. Damn, Dustin's approach was it's a little bit different from Gaethje's. I mean, they both wanted to kind of stand in there and fight him, but Dustin's actually using a bit more forward pressure than Gaethje was. Actually putting Charles on the back foot. Maybe that's because he's a southpaw versus orthodox, but oh, oh, stun Charles. Oh, that was a hard knee. Uh, yeah, don't count Tony out. Don't count Tony out. I thought he wouldn't shoot against Nate Diaz, but he did. So yeah, I say don't count him out. What is going on with the stream? Okay, never mind. I'm just that's the thing with Oliveira. Oliveira, he creates that pace at the beginning, and then when you start getting more fatigued and stop moving as much, then he starts to initiate that grappling to fatigue you even more, and hopefully catch an opportunity. It's very opportunistic jiu-jitsu and good jiu-jitsu. Yeah, as Tony ages, he's only going to get slower. Unfortunately, he's not going to get faster than he is now. And not to mention, he's never really ever been fast twitch. He's always kind of had that slow twitch, more like endurance based kind of muscle fibers. It's gonna be a fun fight. Cody versus Bobby Gurney is gonna be an extremely fun fight. Man, another fight I'm very excited for is Wonder Boy versus Michelle Pereira. That's gonna be a banger of a fight. I think Wonder Boy is gonna I think Wonder Boy is gonna take that one, but I'm excited to see what kind of new shit Michelle Pereira throws at him. Because he's gonna throw some surprising shit at him. Part of him looking slow. Ooh, damn, Charles got dropped. Ah, Charles was getting hit so much during this run. Oh, he just stayed right there, you know? Yeah, I think part of the reason Ferguson was looking slow against Diaz is because it was at welterweight. And that at fighting, when you've been fighting at lightweight your whole career, then 15 pounds, you're fighting with an extra 15 pounds on yourself. That's a big difference. Boy is trying to end it. He sensed that blood in the water and he's trying to end it. Oh, got tagged. Hit to the body. Charles stays composed. Even when he's hurt. I got a burp. It's just not coming out. That's why I look like I have a stick up my ass. God, boy, it was touching Oliver. Oh, oh, tag him. Deep breath from Poirier. The reason see, I think that Poirier and Gaethje the reason Poirier got out of the first round and Gaethje didn't is because Poirier, while he did try to capitalize after he hurt him, he started taking a little bit more time towards the end and just touching him, not telegraphing anything, just touching him, not throwing 4 punch combinations, more just touching him with 2 or 3 punch combinations. Like, look at it. Let's actually go back to the and Charles obviously came onto the body, which is gonna stop him from coming forward a little bit, but look how he's just inching closer. And he's trying to just touch him with that too. Bang, popped him once, two, three. And now he's up. See now, and then now he's gonna unload when there's no movement from Charles. But this is also gonna get him caught. Anytime someone tries to follow up on those finishes with Charles, they start getting caught. And I think that's gonna be interesting with Dariush because Dariush, he's not gonna do that. He likes to bang, yeah. But Dariush, if he hurts you, knowing him, he's probably gonna take you down, let you get back up while punching you, and he's gonna be a little bit smarter about these things. Also, I think Dariush's ground game is less opportunistic as Charles. I think that his ground game is more like fundamentally sharp after this. But yeah, I just wanted to pull up the differences between Gaethje and Poirier. But that's why this Gaethje Poirier fight's gonna be an absolute fucking banger because both of these guys, if they sense that blood in the water, they're gonna try and kill you. So, yeah. So let's finish up this fight, and then we're gonna watch some Beneil Dariush. Let me pull up the stream again. Yeah, I wish Ferguson never fought Diaz at 170. I wish they fought at lightweight or didn't fight at all. To be honest, that's one man's opinion. Wow. Oh, he fell off the back. Immediately started throwing up a triangle, omoplata. Now Poirier's just holding on to the guard. Yeah. Oh, Beneil Dariush. Let's go ahead and watch Beneil versus Tony. He's been very patient. Watching his reaction to the jab. Looks like he just wants to walk until his back's against the cage and then go for the takedown, which is what he's doing right here. Body block took him down. Tony with a illegal up kick. Tony's holding on to this like getting good with this triangle. Look at this. Look at the way he's smothering Tony. And he's gonna keep this like continuous pass almost, just to tire Tony's legs out. Obviously, Tony has crazy cardio, but this is tiring. Constantly just making his legs work, and that's why he's gonna end up passing. And going after it again. Tony locked onto a little bit of a Dars. He's not gonna finish that though. But Neil, as much as I think Ferguson is to wrestle his upcoming fight, yeah, no, he won't. Yeah, he might. Yeah, Green's gonna he's gonna talk his shit, and that's why we love Bobby Green. Um, he's always gonna talk, but I think Tony's probably gonna talk too. I just don't want it to get him into the wrong mood because he was kind of in that friendly mood with Nate Diaz, and that's probably just because they both kind of took the fight, and so they both got to earn their money that night. So that's probably why it was very cordial. But I want to see Tony, want to hurt that man. Because if he wants to hurt him, that's gonna bring out the best Tony. Oh, he's ripping his heel hook, and Tony's just not tapping. What's wrong with this guy? But you see how he's constantly trying to pass Tony's guard, and when when Tony almost like accepted his back, that's when he went after that leg lock. Look, watch this. So he's constantly look, he's on top, or oh yeah, okay, he was on the bottom of Tony. I didn't catch that transition. Hold on, go back. Okay, so that was when Tony was trying to pass. Yeah, man, it's Benil's ground game's legit, man. ADCC world champion at brown belt, I believe. He won gold at brown belt. That's a that's a big feather in your cap. I don't think there's anyone on the ground as good as him right now. I think maybe Islam has a chance just because he was wrestling for so many years and obviously has a good ground game. But I think as far as fundamentals and as far as I guess the level of competitions that they faced, they're pretty even on the ground, which is why I think that would primarily be a striking match between Islam and Dariush, and I want to see that. Yeah, definitely want to see that. It's probably gonna call him ugly. That's probably what Green's gonna say to him. If I had to guess. Probably gonna say your fighting style's ugly, and he's gonna talk to him every time he misses. Just a guess. Yeah, Tony has longer reach, but he's never really been a good fighter at using his reach and length. He's never really been good at that. He's always kind of crowded his own punches or like overstepped while like switching stances and striking, even in his prime, even when he was on that 12 fight win streak. That's why he got hit so much. That's why he was constantly in wars. Because with his reach of 76 inches, you shouldn't be getting in wars. The Usman has like a 77-inch reach, and that's at welterweight. Now at lightweight, 76-inch reach. Yeah, shouldn't be getting touched that much. And that's why I was impressed with the way he fought Chandler because yeah, you're right, he did use his reach a lot better. So, and that could be him, actually finally listening to his coaches now because I think he's actually found the right team or something like that. But for a long time, Tony didn't listen to his coaches. He was always moving gyms, always thought he knew everything, and that's why he kind of stayed in his own ways and couldn't get better between fights. Because that whole streak that Tony was on, it wasn't really him getting better each fight. It was more like maybe getting better in the sense that he was getting more experience, but his technique wouldn't be improving. It's not like he was getting hit less. He was just using his body to get him those wins. And by using his body, I mean like getting punched in the face and using his ability to survive, kind of to push that pace and beat people up, get them tired. Yeah, so that was Dariush's fight against Tony. I want to watch Amanda Nunes versus Juliana, the second one. First one, I think we've all seen that multiple times. But yeah, how about Mackenzie Dern, Teron? Were you able to see that fight night? Mackenzie Dern versus Angela Hill. What'd you think about that? What were your thoughts on that? I think I do remember something about that, him training with Freddie. And that could be, yeah, a big reason of why it was so crisp. And it wasn't just that. I think he was using some good push kicks in there too. I was on that same card as the Oliveira engagement. But yeah, did you? Because for me, I feel like she looked good and it was impressive the way she carried that pace throughout 5 rounds. But at the same time, I saw a lot of mistakes that she could get better with. I think that she a lot of times overextended herself while trying to come forward. I feel like she was going for that 1-2 head and arm throw way too many times. Like that little Ronda Rousey thing where you 1-2 straight into the head and arm judo throw. I thought she was going for that way too many times and she missed a lot more of them than she got. When she did get it, she was able to keep position, which was kind of impressive. She would use that scarf hold to kind of stay on top, or even if she did go to the bottom, she was on the ground at least. So that was interesting. But I'd rather see her use more traditional wrestling, or like use the cage to get the back, or to take them down, kind of like how Charles Oliveira does. If she can implement that, because I feel like her and Charles Oliveira have very similar jiu-jitsu. Um, she, I think, is on top a lot more, and she has better ways of getting to the top. But I think she has trouble getting to the ground, and Charles Oliveira is better at wrestling. But they both have that finesse style, that slick style of jiu-jitsu. And it's beautiful to watch. But yeah, like I said, I thought she should have finished Angela actually. I thought she should have finished Angela a lot earlier. With that arm bar, she should have finished her. On the feet, she Angela was hurt and she started going for takedowns and stuff like that. There was a lot of things that she should clean up before calling out someone like Rose or even a rematch. Actually, no, I think a rematch with Yan Xiaonan would be good, but calling out Rose, I think she should wait. Amanda was using a lot more feints in this one to draw out Juliana's blitz and her punches. Ooh, he's a good little right hook. Ferguson, I mean, yeah, I think that would have been a crazy fight in their prime if Dustin Poirier versus or got to face Tony Ferguson in their primes. Yeah, I think Poirier still probably would have got him even in their primes, just because Dustin Dustin's just very accurate and he's a lot more technical than Tony. That and he's used to that pressure, so he's never really gonna quit on himself. He had those two dog fights with Alvarez. He had that dog fight with Gaethje. He's never gonna quit on himself. We all know that. So I think Dustin definitely would have been able to pull through. And it's not like Tony was gonna use his grappling. Watching Amanda versus Pena right now, too. Trying to see how she's gonna deal with the boxing of Irene. That shot was kind of out of nowhere. Ooh, that's a good cross. I want to get copyrighted now. Man, Juliana was very hesitant in that first round. I didn't even realize how. I mean, she could have been very hurt when she got dropped by that right hook or staggered by that right hook. You never really know what they're feeling in there, but Irene doesn't come in like Juliana. Irene's a lot more crisp. She has a lot better footwork too. So that's gonna be very interesting to see. Yeah, let's go ahead and just trying to check the messages on my phone, but I can't. Oh, damn! God damn, Amanda has power. That's now that's a given. That's God given fucking power. We got to see that again. What did Juliana come in with? Oh God, she added with the cross. Let me watch this Irene fight with Chiasson. Because last time I checked, she was losing this fight before she caught her with that up kick. But just the way Irene fights, she has that wide, like kind of boxing stance. And Chiasson is she a southpaw or orthodox? I think she's a southpaw. Trying to walk her onto that cross. I'm pretty sure Amanda's gonna try and grapple a little bit in this one against Irene. I would not be surprised if she was grappling against Juliana. I know she wanted to prove that she was better everywhere. At least that's what she said. Uh, but if she was willing, excuse me, if she was willing to grapple against Juliana Pena the way she did, what would stop her from grappling against Irene Aldana? There's no point in standing with her really, unless you're just trying to have a quick night, regardless of win or lose. Hamza versus Kamaru. Is that gonna be a welterweight or middleweight? 294. Yeah, yeah. I saw Kamaru talking about he wants Hamza. He's trying to get back to that title. I don't think that's the best fight for him, but to get back to that title, it is the best fight. Because if he beats Hamza, then who's next for the title other than him, right? Because right now it's gonna be Benil. He's gonna fight the winner of Leon and Kobe. Yeah, then Usman would fight the winner of that, right? If he beats Hamza, or if Hamza beats Usman. Yep. Yeah, that fight it scares me a little bit. But I think that he's gonna have the answer that a lot of these people didn't have, because he has that takedown defense. When Burns was defending his takedowns, when Burns got to the bottom and he showed that he has attacks from the bottom and that he wasn't just gonna get mauled like a lot of these people, he did just fine. He made him stand, and I think that him and Usman striking isn't too far apart. Dunn is touching Chiasen with that cross. What's happening, boy? What's up, Mr. Yates? Look at this. Hold on. I'm gonna show you the screen real quick. Look at how Aldana starts cutting her off. This is something that's gonna be very useful against Amanda Nunes. Look at her footwork. She's not gonna try and cut her off with certain strikes. Side to side. She's throwing, but she's not going forward with those strikes with that cross. Juliana instead she entered. You see how Jasmine's looking a little uncomfortable now, like she kind of can't see what's coming forward because she's not in kicking range, she's not in grappling range, she's staying in that boxing range, and that's what's confusing her. Damn! Oh, that's a tight armbar too. Oh, that's a tight armbar. Oh shit. Okay, it's more of a Kimura now. Stay on top. Stay on top. Whew. Oh, this is dirty. This is a go-go plotter too. Oh, Irene is nasty. Oh, back to the armbar. Oh, shit. Stay on top. Yeah, Irene is nasty. But yeah, you saw what I was talking about. How she was cutting her off with that footwork and just like kind of inching her way forward and getting into that boxing range. She's gonna do that against Amanda. Best believe she's gonna make Amanda box. She's not gonna. She's gonna try and put the pressure on her. She's gonna try to put the pace on her and force her to go 5 rounds in that boxing range. Force her to to push that cardio because that's the only time we've really seen Amanda get beaten. When she gets tired, a lot of times she'll start trying to survive rather than finish her opponent, right? Against Shevchenko, she was trying to take her down and kind of lay and pray a little bit. Against Pena, when she got tired, she tapped strikes, right? We remember that. Against Pena the second time, she didn't get as tired, but when she did, she was kind of. And you know what? The second time she fought Pena, which is the latest time we saw her. Yeah, she looked good even when she was tired. But The only time, like I said, that she's had trouble is when she's gotten tired and her opponent kind of showed her the door. But Amanda's the GOAT, man. You're not going to see many flaws in what she does. To be honest, she has a ground game. She has striking. Oh man, and Irene's very disciplined too. That's another thing about her. She's very disciplined to the point where, like, and what I mean by that is just like when she strikes, yeah, everything gets back to her face. Everything gets back to her guard. Uh, what ethnic group of Nigeria? I'm only asking because they're light skinned the most. Yeah, so I'm mixed. So I'm Nigerian, but I'm also half white as well. My mom's white, so but I am Igbo. If you're familiar with what that is, there's three main tribes in Nigeria: Igbo, Yoruba, and the Hausas. And I am the first of those. Um, nah, this is actually for next weekend, Carrie. This is for Amanda Nunes versus Irene Aldana. This is gonna be on what date? Let me pause this. UFC 289, which is when is it? June 10th. June 10th. Yeah, so it's next weekend. This weekend is Kai Kara France versus Amir Albazi, which is a good fight. It's not a bad fight. Pineda is back in the UFC after, I believe, going to the PFL. Jim Miller's gonna fight Jared Gordon. Jared Gordon, that's who Bobby Green just fought. Didn't he get knocked out? Why is he fighting already? That's not smart. He got knocked out by that headbutt, didn't he? He's fighting this weekend. That was what, like 2 weeks ago? When was his last fight? This dude is tripping. April 22nd. What's today? May like 20th or something? 23rd? Okay, that was like 3 or 4 weeks ago. That was a month ago. Wow, and he's gonna fight in a week. Jared Gordon. Look at this. All right, let me just show y'all so y'all can see what I'm talking about. So he just fought Bobby Green. They say it's a no contest, but he got knocked out by that headbutt. Generally, you want at least like 3 months to recover from a knockout. Rest your damn brain. And now he's gonna be fighting Jim Miller on this card on June 3rd. And then yeah, it's next week when we have Irene Aldana versus Amanda Nunes, Charles Oliveira versus Benil Dariush. I don't know these two. Adam Fuggett, seen him fight. Landwehr versus Ige, that's gonna be an interesting one. Eric Andres is always a fun guy to watch. Khalil Roundtree versus Chris Dawkins. Oh, Chris Dawkins' light heavyweight debut. Matthew Schnell versus Dvorak. That'll be interesting. Chris Curtis versus Nasruddin Imavov. That's gonna be a banger. Damn. Why is that on the fucking prelims? That should be instead of the Eric Andres fight. What the hell are they doing? And then Mike Malone versus Fuggett. I mean, maybe we'll learn about who they are, right? Maybe they'll put on exciting fights. That's usually why they're on the main card. But let me see. I haven't seen those matches in a little while. What's your favorite fight this weekend? Shit. The girls have the best fight. Uh, which girls are you talking about? Irene versus Amanda? Because if you're talking about that fight, on 289. I don't think that's the best fight. I think probably Charles Oliveira versus Beneil Dariush is the one I'm more excited for on UFC 289. But as far as this weekend, my favorite fight, Kai Car Friends versus Amir Albazi weights. That's a pretty exciting one. Um, Honestly, I'm probably gonna watch this card just because I always do. If you want something interesting to watch, though, one of Khabib's cousins are fighting Abu Bakr Nurmagomedov. He's gonna be fighting. Let me show you, but he's on the prelims, and he's not as good as the other Nurmagomedovs, but he's decent. Daniel Santos, he's good. Um, best fight on this card, I'll probably say Kai Car Fangs and Amir Albazi. This is a pretty like under the radar kind of card. It's not really too stacked. But next weekend, Irene Aldana versus Amanda Nunes, Charles Oliveira versus Beneil Dariush, those are bangers. Nate Landwehr versus Dan Ige, that's gonna be an exciting fight. They both always come to fight. Dan Ige's nickname is literally 50K Ige because he gets that bonus. Uh, she's actually she's on the German side of white, if that's what you want to call it. Yeah, you don't care about women's MMA. Yeah, well, you should care about this Amanda Nunes fight and Irene Aldana. She's gonna be another Mexican champion potentially, so they'll have four: Alexa Grasso, Yair Rodriguez, Brandon Moreno, and Irene Aldana. That'd be huge for Mexico. Huge. Nigeria had its run, is still having its run. Let me not, I'm not jinxing anything. Nigeria is still having its run. Uh, Mexico's also having its run. I feel like eventually China is going to be having its run. I mean, what Zhang Wei Li is the champion right now. Yang China might fight her. Um, Amanda's going to win. I don't know, man. Like I said, she's the GOAT, and she has every possibility to win. But Irene Aldana's tough. The thing is like when you look at so for an example, they're virtually identical in everything. They're pretty much the same age. They're pretty much the same height. They're pretty much the same. They pretty much have the same reach. So you have to kind of break down the styles really. And Irene Aldana is more of a boxer. She likes to stay in that boxing range. Amanda Nunes, I don't know if I would call her a boxer. She likes the kicking range better than the boxing range, so she can overextend on her overhands and her crosses because she has a really long cross, but she doesn't stay in boxing range too much. I don't think she's as comfortable in boxing range. You can kind of bait her to scrap a little bit if you keep her there. However, I think Amanda probably has the more fundamentally strong ground game, while Arena Aldana likes to attack a lot. Whenever she gets there, she's never just like taking people down to hold them there. But I would assume Irene. You know what? Let me see her fight a grappler. What was the last grappler she fought? Because I really do think Amanda's gonna shoot. Fought Yana Kunitskaya. That's not a grappler. Holly Holm, definitely not a grappler. Kellen Vieira, she knocked her out. Um, let's actually see if that fucking fight will play now. Because it was tripping for the longest. That link. I'm trying to watch it on MMA Core instead of YouTube because, okay. So this is Irene versus Kellen Vieira. Kellen Vieira is in the yellow. She's a black belt in Brazilian Jiu Jitsu. I believe at this point she's already tried to shoot once, but she's mainly kind of coming forward. She has okay striking. It's not the best. Definitely not as good as Amanda's. But you can see she is trying to come forward. She's establishing that jab to make sure she continues her forward pressure. That's another thing I like about Irene, though. She doesn't discriminate. Like, she'll go to the body, the head. Let me go back. Ooh. Oh, oh. Still got touched, but not many people do that. You don't see that kind of like pure boxing hand movement out of a lot of people. Oh, she caught her with that cross. Dang. Ooh, she got touched. So let's look at her survivor ability because she did just get cracked. And it's lagging again. Oh, God. Yeah. LAF. What's that mean? Yeah, Zhang Weili. She is cold. Uh, I think she's actually gonna reign there for a while. I see her beating the other Chinese girl in that division. So she's gonna fight another Chinese girl next, Yan Xiaonan, who's been on a bit of a streak, and she's a bit of like a brawler a little bit, but she has good technique. She just stayed on the outside and picked apart Jessica Andrade. So that was nice. Yeah. Okay. So now it's starting over. God damn. Can I? Okay. Here we go. Kevin's pressuring her. Damn, bro. I'm just gonna watch the highlights of this. Irene versus Kevin. Yeah. Oh, hold on. I just wow. I could have been watching on YouTube this whole time. All right, let's go ahead and watch this, shall we? I'm also gonna pull up the chat. Holly Holmes, LAF. Yeah. What is that? What does that mean, Mr. Yates? Good footwork, hard to track, good head movement. She's a gamer though. Oh, combination starting to come out. Hey, good overhand. Superman punch. Good jab to the body. Kellen's there to scrap though. Kellen's good. Oh, see ya. Hey. Hoo, hoo, hoo. Hey. That was a nasty left hook. Oh, I didn't watch that one live. Oh. Ah. Let's go ahead and watch that again. What did she see? Why she lead with that left hook? Kellen is dropping her left. Oh, she definitely dropped that left hand. Oh, every time she throws a punch, she's dropping that right hand. Oh, that's what she saw. Damn, yeah, let's go back a little bit. Oh, how often was she doing that? Because every time she was throwing that jab. She was dropping that right here. So she's dropping it. Drop, drop, drop. I don't know if that's just her loading up or just a bad habit. But yeah, Irene knocked her out. Tell you that much. She has that power to put anyone to sleep. So yeah, as yeah, like I was saying, as far as it goes, man, it's hard to bet against Amanda. It's definitely hard to bet against Amanda Nunes, but if there's someone in the division right now other than Holly Holm who's gonna be competing with her or who's gonna be able to try and take the belt, I think it is Irene Aldana or Juliana. Juliana fought well too. Um, but yeah, I think Irene she has a good chance. And I'm done doubting the people out of Team Lobo. The team, she's actually part of the same team with all four Mexican champions, or at least like three out of the four Mexican champions. Team Lobo is what they're called. They've been doubted for a while, but Team Lobo, MMA. Yeah, they got Alexa Grasso, Yair Rodriguez, Irene Aldana. They got Brandon Moreno. That is ridiculous. They got the dude who just fought. What was his name? What was that dude who just fought? He just fought for the UFC. Their jiu-jitsu coach, the one who fought against Evloev. Yeah, they have him too. But yeah, this pretty much wraps up the live stream, guys. It was great talking to you, and I'm gonna try and do this more often instead of posting a bunch of, I guess, recaps and stuff like that. I'll kind of do Q&As and we'll just kind of talk about it live, and I think that'd be kind of dope to do. I think we'll get a little bit more out of it. So let me know if you guys liked this. Thank you guys for tuning in, and that's all she wrote. Peace.